Hey, my brother. Hey, my brother.
What's going on? Welcome back.
A lot of this.
A lot of, yes, all of this, as a matter of fact.
Well, we hear you finally got a little time off.
I did.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Last May, we finished shooting the second season of The Blacklist. And I flew over to Florence, Italy to visit my cousins there. And was there for a little bit, and then went to Paris, France, where I was doing a press tour for The Blacklist, which was lovely because it paid for the trip.
Yeah, of course. Right. Isn't it great when your show goes global?
Yeah. I was in London shooting The Avengers, and I was standing outside and walking by on the street, and I heard them sort of murmuring, and that look of recognition. And so I sort of turned this way and peered at, some display of cleansers or whatever the hell was in the window. and they passed by, and all of a sudden I heard them coming back, and sort of a lot of flurry in a foreign language that I didn't understand. And then they came up to me, two women, and one of them said in English to me, "She's such a fan of your show, The Blacklist. She watches it in Ghana."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
really
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is global.
Yeah, and when you mentioned you were there filming the Avengers.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a great movie, by the way. You're correct. But was it difficult to be a character that is all like CGI?
For the other actors, I'm sure it was much harder than it was for me. Because they're working across from what's supposed to be an 8-foot robot. And I had this sort of strange-looking outfit on, and then this big pole that came out of the back of all the gear that I was wearing with two little red lights about 8 feet up there.
And that was the eye line?
And that was their eye line, depending on proximity. I mean, if we were close, then obviously they have to look up there.
I don't know that I wouldn't be able to tear my eyes away from you the whole time. Like,
oh no, there was certainly a certain amount of readjustment. I'd say something and they'd go.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we just had a ventriloquist here, and I kept talking to the puppet.
Yeah.
And not the ventriloquist. It's like it presents weird things.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at puppet in the eye, like such feeling out of your eyes.
I gave him my phone number.
And then for you, James, you've been acting.
Have you been getting any text messages or anything?
A couple. I don't want to talk about it.
Right. But you've been acting most of your life, and I'm just curious. Do you have any like weird job maybe the worst job you had before you became an actor or famous?
Boy, I had a lot. My sister, who I lived with at the time, we used to play bait and switch quite a bit. Where we would go in, she'd go in, she went into the Claremont Riding Academy, which is a stable on the Upper West Side that's no longer around, but take them into Central Experience at all.
Right.
If you just gave them your driver's license and a credit card, you could take a horse through traffic.
Yeah. Yes.
To Central Park. To Central Park.
No, that's true.
Ride it around the reservoir on the bridle path, and then 9 times out of 10, the horse would throw you off. If you wanted to go in, the horse was like, no, thank you, and would buck them off, and then the horse would make it back to the stable on its own. But anyway, so she went in and signed up for riding classes, and then I applied for the job at the same time. And we did that at a few different places. She distracted them with and I would somehow end up with a job.
Well, you know what? We're going to take a quick break, and we know that a lot of actors hate watching themselves on TV. But when we come back, you're going to tell us why you actually like watching yourself on TV. It actually helps you out. And we'll be right back with James Spader from The Blacklist.
Still ahead on Lock Simon. And also from Downton Abbey, Elizabeth McGovern.
Now, that is James Spader, and of course, that's from The Blacklist. And I got to say, the show has hit the ground running this season, has not slowed down. Are you going to be able to keep up that frenetic pace?
Oh, my God, no idea how we sustain it. I really have. It has nothing to do with my energy, that's for sure. I mean, it really... We're shooting episode 6 right now, and it has not stopped for a breath, really.
Wow. We were talking before we went to commercial break about how like a lot of actors don't like to watch themselves, and I believe that you don't mind watching yourself because you're so good. I mean, you're such a good actor. Is that why you don't mind it so much?
I don't know whether it's really that or just that. You know, it's a great tool, you know, to sort of see what worked and what didn't, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just very pragmatic about it. You know, I'm not someone who, you know, I can step away from it and be fairly objective about it, and I want to see what worked and what didn't, and in moving forward. It just has never been anything. I don't have stage fright. I don't, you know, I don't have.
Don't?
No, none.
You're able to do it because you have a great audience and you feed off their energy.
Right.
So that's really what it is. Really what it is.
Don't forget. When in doubt, suck up to the audience, and they will.
Well, you know what? Thank you for coming, man. Always love having you here. The show is The Blacklist. It's Thursdays at 9 p.m. on NBC.